and privacy. David Soletto, BBC News.
It means so much to us both.
And before we go, a reminder of our top story this hour. The Russian security services say at least 40 people have been killed and more than 100 injured at a concert hall near Moscow in what the authorities have called a terrorist attack. Russian news agencies say at least 3 people dressed in camouflage opened fire at the venue, Crocus City Hall. And this video supports that. These are live pictures on the outside of the venue, where, as we say, at least 40 people have been killed. Do stay with us here on BBC News. Plenty more on our website. Bye for now.
Hello there. For the start of this weekend, it's going to feel like we've stepped back into winter rather than spring. And it's all due to the strength and the direction of the wind. A cold northwesterly, which will feed in a rash of frequent heavy showers as well. And it's all because we've got low pressure that's pushing its way north and east, and spiralling around that low in an anti-clockwise direction is a cold northwesterly wind. Frequently packed isobars, the strongest of the winds further north. Clear skies, though, over the next few hours will allow those temperatures to fall away. So a chilly start to our Saturday morning. And then as we start Saturday, frequent rash of showers to the north. But we will see them pushing across Wales, central and southern England as we go through the morning too. And some of the showers heavy with rumbles of thunder. So through the middle part of the afternoon, we're still likely to see some showers across England and Wales, most frequent further north and west, across Northern Ireland and up into Scotland. And yes, with elevation above 500 metres, we could see some snow as well. Now, the wind will play its part too. It's going to be a strong north to northwesterly wind at times, gusts in excess of 40 to 55 miles an hour in the north, but even further south we're looking at 30 to 40 mile an hour, and that is going to really have an impact on the feel of the weather. So your thermometers may suggest 9 or 10 degrees, but it's unusual to be talking about it feels like at this time of year, but the wind chill will have an impact. It'll feel much colder, and really cold considering we saw temperatures peaking at 19 degrees just a few days ago. The showers will tend to fade as our low continues to pull away, and we actually see this little ridge of high pressure building. So I've got some good news for you. Sunday should be a quieter day before the next area of rain waits in the wings. So there's a risk of a few showers running down through North Sea coast, and here a little bit more of a breeze, but generally lighter winds, more sunshine coming through, and it will be a drier day. 9 to 12 degrees the highs, feeling a little warmer. But the cloud and rain gathers out to the west, and look what's in store for the week ahead. It stays decidedly unsettled, with a glimpse of something a little bit more promising as we head towards Easter.
Today we're looking at the state of British politics.
Asking, is technology ruining football?
Are we too obsessed with our phones?
Helen from Hull wants to know, how hot's the planet going to get?
And we'll explain why prices keep going up and up.
Also, Rach, did you know space has its own smell?
Really? What of? The world is fast-moving and can be confusing.
So let's talk about it.
5 Live Breakfast with Rachel and Rick. Listen on BBC Sounds.
I'm telling you, there's going to be a revolution.
Have you considered resigning over this? Because you're clearly embarrassed.
Of course, I have been, I have thought about this.
I want to be totally honest with you, and I am being honest with you.
At least this should be a common ground for everyone. We should defend international law.
In the spirit of your title of Hard Talk, you're completely wrong.
I'm not offended, but I want to hear why.
You're completely wrong.
Hard Talk. Watch on BBC iPlayer.
Live from Washington, this is BBC News. Gunmen opened fire and trigger explosives at a concert hall near Moscow. At least 40 people are dead and more than 100 injured. The Islamic State group has claimed responsibility for that attack, though the BBC has not been able to independently verify this. Plus, a very personal message from Catherine, Princess of Wales, who has revealed she's receiving chemotherapy for cancer.
This, of course, came as a huge shock. And William and I have been doing everything we can to process and manage this privately for the sake of our young family.
Hello, I'm Carl Nasman. We want to bring you the latest on two major stories developing this hour. In a moment, we'll discuss the revelation that Britain's Princess of Wales says she is in the early stages of cancer treatment. But first, the Islamic State militant group has claimed responsibility for an attack on civilians in Russia Friday night. It's a claim that U.S. officials say they have intelligence to corroborate. At least 40 people, including children, were killed and almost 150 were left injured. Thousands came out to see the Russian rock band Picnic, which was due to perform in Krasnogorsk. That's a suburb to the northwest of Moscow. The music group said on Instagram earlier that they had sold out the Crocus City Hall venue. Now, these are videos from inside. They were posted on social media showing panicked concertgoers taking cover as shots ring out within the venue. A large fire has engulfed the roof of the complex, and Russian special forces were sent to the scene. Steve Rosenberg, our Russia editor, has the very latest from Moscow now, and there are some upsetting scenes in his report.
A Russian concert hall under attack. Gunmen had stormed the venue near Moscow, the Crocus City Hall. They went on the rampage, shooting their way through the building and into the auditorium. There was supposed to be a rock concert here. Instead, this. The attackers walked through the stalls, firing indiscriminately. Dozens of people are reported to have been killed. They've set the hall on fire. The hall's on fire, he says, as more shots ring out. Then the rush to escape. There's panic, she says, as the crowds fled from the auditorium and tried to get out. Soon, the whole building was ablaze. The mayor of Moscow said it was a terrible tragedy. The Russian Foreign Ministry called it a bloody terrorist attack. I saw how the terrorists came in and started shooting everyone, he says. We were led to an exit, but it was locked. We ran around looking for a way out. In the end, we went into the basement and waited for the emergency services. Police and Russian special forces rushed to the scene. Some of the attackers are reported to have escaped. The search is on to find them. 2 weeks ago, the US Embassy here issued a warning that extremists plan to target large gatherings in Moscow, including concerts, within 48 hours. It's not clear whether there's any connection between that alert and this attack.
The images are just horrible and just hard to watch, and our thoughts obviously are going to be with the victims of this terrible, terrible shooting attack.
Who were the attackers? There's been no confirmation on their identities from the Russian authorities. But late tonight, Islamic State claimed responsibility for the attack. The scale of destruction and loss of life is becoming clear after an assault on civilians